Welcome back to Soul Star Live After Show. So glad that you tuned in with us. We coming to have some good conversation. We coming here to get something exclusive done. And welcome back to the show, Brother Harold and Brother Loren. This is the part where we trying to put a little bit of rubber meets the road. We try to get a little traction in for some action. We want to talk about some practical things that's going to help our people, our community, especially black men. Like we had mentioned in the show, black men ain't talking like this. So we want to create the space and give way for this conversation. And this is the Soul Star Live After Show. Well, we want to know what's going on with you. We want to take an account and give some documented space for this conversation of what is your self-care and when was the last time you had to use it. So since we're experiencing all these toxins here, Brother Harold, I want to open up the space for you to go ahead and give us your self-care and when was the last time that you had to use it.
Well, let me just start off by one of the things that I've learned by working in the recovery ministry is that self-care is a very important aspect of what we need to do with ourselves. But even before that, I believe I found my particular space. It's been a little bit more difficult, but I have a motorcycle.
Dope.
My self-care is getting on my motorcycle, getting out of the city, going for a ride. It just typically, sometimes I ride with somebody or ride with a group. A lot of times I just ride by myself, just to get out, to go places where I haven't been in Arizona before, so I can see new things, and be able to just let everything else go. Because a lot of times, if you're riding on a motorcycle, you need to be focusing.
You got to pay attention. There's a lot of focus required in that particular self-care.
but it then moves out all those other things, which to me is free. So I do a lot of praying, talking to the Lord at that point in time, because it's that quiet time. Sometimes I have music or something, but a lot of times it's just that the sound of the engines, the air flowing by, getting out there where there's no people, nobody, it's just me. So I don't have to. Sometimes I'll go down to north of Ajo, or out to Baghdad, Arizona, or
Okay. What you riding? Now, what you riding? Hold on. What you riding?
I've got a little Japanese bike that's an older model Honda ST1100.
Right on.
So it's a nice little red bike that I've been riding for years.
So that's a little whip. That's a whip. That's like a woo woo. Like you.
Well, it'll get up and go, and sometimes I've had to get up and go. I won't. Say how fast sometimes.
That's all right. That's what I figured. It was one of them zip zoops. It was one of them zip zoops. Yeah.
Sometimes I got to go. But it's one of those things. And interesting enough, if it wasn't for an automobile accident, I probably would have never had that experience.
Oh, wow.
I literally had to have a business meeting in Tucson. And after the automobile accident, I could not sit in a vehicle because of my back. And I wondered how I was going to get to this conference that I had to go to. And so I got on my motorcycle and I rode down there. And by the time I got there, the bouncing, the shaking, and the rattling, everything was put back into place.
You said the mojo. Wait a minute. You said the mojo happened. You and the motorcycle became one, and some mojo healing happened, brother. We may have to talk offline about the mojo. You said it was some rumbling and some bumping, and so all right, that's all right.
Yeah, well, they put everything back in place. So again, I've always used that as a piece of when I get those stress feelings, when I get those anxieties, I can get out there and I can let those things go because I'm focused on something that to me, and it allows me to be free.
And when was the last time you had to use it? When was the last time you had to be like, I got to go for a bike ride?
Oh, that was about 2 weeks ago. I think it was the last time it got cool in the morning. I'm waiting for it to get cool next week because I was planning on being out only Saturday or Sunday. So that's my next ride that I plan on doing. And if I need to ride during a weekday, afternoon or in the morning, I'll just get up and go.
That's all right. That's all right. Thank you so much for sharing. I really appreciate it. Brother Loren, same question for you, good brother. What is your self care, and when was the last time you had to use it?
Well, I'll share two of them with you. One is kind of like what Harold is with his motorcycle, just getting out and getting away from the city. One of the things that we like to do here in our family is we like to go camping. We load up the truck with tents and sleeping bags and grills and so on, and go find a campground up north, hopefully, preferably around a lake or river or stream or whatever, and just set up camp and camp for 3 or 4 days. Unfortunately, this summer, due to COVID-19 and fire restrictions, all of our camping trips were canceled due to those reasons. The first one was canceled due to COVID. The second one was canceled due to the bushfire that they had in the Tonto Forest. Once they put the fire out, all the underbrush was still available for fire, so they shut down everything. So I had to revert this year to my second form of self-care, which is just exercise. I have a membership at the YMCA, but of course all the well, just recently they've opened back up, but there for a long time, a lot of the gyms were closed. And even with them being opened back up, I'm still a little reluctant to going into the gym to exercise. So I had to revert back to it. The even next step, I had to go to the garage and pull my bicycle out.
Uh-oh. Uh-oh.
Yeah.
Uh-oh.
At the Y, I like to get on the elliptical, the treadmill, and the bicycle. And I've kind of migrated into the gym just because of the heat. Because we live here, if there are things that you want to do outside, you have to get up at 4:30, 5 o'clock in the morning sometimes during the summer in order to get the coolest part of the day. And I did that with the Y and just got kind of hooked and just kind of did everything at the Y rather than enjoy outside.
Nice.
So that's one positive thing I'll say for us with the COVID is that we've pulled out our bicycles and had to spend some money and time to fix the inner tubes and dust them off and oil them up. But we've been out riding.
Kind of bike you got? What kind of bike you got? You got one of them mountain bikes, or you got something that we riding, we speed riding, we racing with?
I have what's called a road bike. It's kind of like a racer. You can tell the difference in the bikes by the wheels. Either they have the fat knobby tires, which means they're a mountain bike or dirt bike, or if they have the slim, skinny tires, those are road bikes. And I have an old Schwinn. It's an old Schwinn. I found it many years ago, about 20 years ago, in an apartment complex that I lived in. It was in the dumpster area.
Oh,
Someone
man.
just kind of set it aside. And so I left it there a couple of days and no one claimed it, so I claimed it. And it fits me, and I love the bike. It's probably time for a new one now because the newer ones are a lot lighter. They have better gearing and so on.
Is dumpster diving one of your self-cares too?
Not necessarily, but it just happened to be there. But,
That's all right. Hey, that's all right. You know, reuse and recycle. Hey, I'd like to promote it. That's what's up.
Yeah. But the last time that I got on it was as early as this morning. I got up at 6:30 and I went out and went for about a 5-mile ride this morning.
That's right.
What was interesting was last week I was out with my grandsons and we were coming back through Kiwanis Park, and we noticed a gathering of African Americans in the park, in one of the parking lots there, and they just all happened to have bicycles, and so we stopped and talked to them. And it's an African American bicycle group that goes out and they ride weekly. They meet there at 5 o'clock in the morning, and they have various levels of experience and ability, A, B, and C group. And it's a group named after an African American gentleman back in the day that won some bicycle tournaments. His name was Major Taylor. And so this is the Phoenix chapter of the Major Taylor bicycle group. And so I think this is good. If I join that group, it will probably require me to find a newer bicycle, one that so I can keep up with them. I can keep up with my grandchildren and look good in front of them, but this group I probably need some new equipment. So that's something I'm kind of looking forward to. Back in the day, to get to and from high school, I rode my bike. Before I got a car, I rode my bike to and from my jobs. And so
That's righteous.
it's good to get back out there.
That's
Like
righteous.
Harold, sometimes I have music, sometimes I don't. If I'm on the main street, I leave the music so I can listen for the
You
car.
listen for the cars. Your safety first, man. I agree. I agree. I agree so much.
And if I'm in the neighborhood, I'm listening for dogs.
Yeah, watch out for them. Listen. That's my situation there. I want to thank you all so much for sharing your self care with us. This is the after show with Soul Star Live, and our guest, Brother Loren Grizzard and Harold Mackey III. Thank you so much for coming on the Soul Star Live, the after show. If you want some more information, you go and subscribe and like and share, and make sure if you want to contact us, soulstarliveradio@gmail.com, and also desertsoulmedia@gmail.com for more information. I'm Calvin Worthen. Follow me, Calvin J. Worthen _ Big Calvin on Instagram. Have a great night.